Hello everyone, this is Peter Lee again, and thank you so much for watching another episode of News Plus brought you from Plus Agency. News Plus is a channel that's going to summarize what has happened in Sydney real estate in the past week, plus a lot of data analysts as well as market trend. If you're interested in this type of information, please make sure you pay us a visit. Also forward this video clip to the friends and family who may need the same thing. Plus Agency is founded by me and my partner last year. This company is operating in the heart of Chatswood at 418 Victoria Avenue, Chatswood. It is a boutique real estate agency, mainly looking after properties in Lower North Shore, Upper North Shore, CBD and the eastern suburb of Sydney. If you're interested in properties in these areas, please make sure you pay us a visit to get some of the best deals available on the market. With no further ado, let's get this week's News Plus started. The first one is Report on Us again. Thank you so much. The Australia, this is an article about Woozily 8, which is a project we have recently sold or achieved record prices on, and it also talks about Chinese buyer return to Australian market with record purchases. So this particular development is located in Upper North Shore. Majority of the buyers who turn up on the launch day are actually Chinese purchasers or Chinese Asian background purchasers. Two of the most expensive properties already sold, and we have achieved $4.7 million sale prices for one of the townhouses that was sold through the night, which has break the Lindfield track record. Saying here is Upper North Shore track record too. All the properties market on the night are pretty much all sold. The majority of the buyers are from mainland China and Hong Kong, and then they become very positive this year, and people just wanted to come. And it comes a new data from international property portal Investorist, finding Asian buyers has begun to tackle back into the market. The firm's Asia 2022 International Property Outlook reviewed throughout the 2021 Australian market share for residential sales fall significantly, despite more than $2.6 billion in property being sold at just 2%. Australia was on par for purchases with European Union and Japan, with a majority directed from UK, Southeast Asia, and the US. However, the Chinese or the Hong Kongese are actually started returning Australia slowly. It is not just a singularity event. Actually, last year we launched a project called the Lunar Residences in Lindfield as well, and we have achieved a sold out status in 2 hours of the launch and record a top price of $3.55 million, which has now been broked by ourselves with $4.7 million. Majority of the buyers are actually upsizers, are looking for that special customization in the property they're looking for. It's not a standard thing. People always wanted to twist it into what they wanted more rather than what was given to them, and that gives a lot of good opportunity for off-plan purchasers who are able to do a little bit design of their own before the properties were actually built, just like building your own house. These little details of changes and the flexibility on the floor plan and the schedule finishes are what the main reason why a lot of buyers are paying premium prices now. Of course, demand of return to Australia to live here permanently also another reason why. All right, in terms of where the offshore buyers are showing interest, Immaturist data also found Western Australia is the most attractive to buyers in Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong, despite fewer sales than on the East Coast. Half of the purchases last year were in Victoria, which both New South Wales and Queensland received about 18%. Next one, I-45 Gym founder Rob sells Bronte homes for $17.7 million under Hammer at the auction. This week, we have some big prices that's happening, and majority of them are actually in the eastern suburb. We're gonna go through it one by one. The I-45 Gym founder actually has sold his Bronte beachfront home at the auction this morning with a whopping $17.7 million. The location is at number 12 Bronte Marine Drive. $14 million was the securing prices, just ending with $150,000 knockout bid, which is not really happening in majority of the auctions, but it's eastern suburb, it's Bronte, it's beachfront, anything could have happened. Rob had just pre-released the property before COVID hit in early 2020, and it didn't sell. This time it's more motivated. The home was bought in 2018 for only $11.2 million, so it was a very significant gain on the property price. The view is amazing. The design is very, very modern Australia, and it's got its own cinema room, its wine room, right connected to the car spaces, which is also underground as well, and the cover, and almost every room has got the beautiful Pacific Ocean views. This is one of the most beautiful bathroom I've seen with the views. The reason why it's sold at these prices are not surprising at all. Next one, a slice of the harbour in Macomb Point sells for $1.7 million. Macomb Point is a very tightly held pocket. Very few listings actually ever come up in that particular area in the North Shore. It's very, very close to the city. A harborside apartment has sold $200,000 over the reserve at the auction over the weekend. Bought market by local McGrath. The location is 31/90 Blue Points Road in Macomb Point. It was sold for $1.7 million. A contemporary apartment located on the 4th floor of a private side Harbour Master building. You know, it just beautifully built, beautifully held, even though the property itself is really, really old, but it does have an open living area, and the kitchen has enjoyed one of the most beautiful iconic harbour views that you can find in Sydney, and that is the reason why it was sold about $200,000 over the reserve price. Wonderful Waterloo home result stung at the auction. An inner city home sold at auction has bucked the trend of a slowing market as went under the hammer for $1.28 million. Brought to market by the agency. The 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom at 194 Cope Street, Waterloo was initially listed for only $1.05 million, meaning it sold for $230,000 over reserve on Saturday. This is only 2 kilometers away from CBD, property close to Alexandria Pub, neighboring cafes, and city bus and rail services within a walking distances. There was 5 registered bidders at the auction, and 2 was actively bidding. And for apartment, which is 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, it's not very often you actually get this much attraction, but it seems like this one does. All right, next one. Lisa Allen, former wife of Yachit Matt Allen, sells Darling Point trophy home for well above $60 million. This is a very, very big sale. It is, I think, one of the most expensive apartments that was sold this year. The Darling Point property is a north-facing 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom waterfront at number 3 Lindsay Avenue, purchased for $32 million in 2013, and now have sold maybe at about $67 million. That means Lisa, who's back in Sydney from Isle Beach while the sale goes through out to settlement, has achieved her wish for doubling their money on the initial investment. It's got everything you need: harbour, ocean, bridge view. The renovation was done in 2017. You know, when you go into the living area, it just feels connected to the harbour in every way just possible. It's located on a 2,400 square meter block with a whopping 54 meters of water frontage. All right, Vaucluse home sold for $26 million, $50 million more than 2 years ago, and they have done nothing to it. This is another crazy money-making stories with properties in Sydney, especially in the east. A Vaucluse knockdown has sold for more than $26 million, $50 million more than sold for about 2 years ago. Owner has done nothing to it. The location is at 29 Carrara Road. It was snatched up for $10.9 million in June 29, 2020 on a 728 square meter block by mining director Mei Hong Yang. Back in the days, you know, the previous owner actually paid for $11.8 million for this particular property a year before they bought it. So the buyer who actually bought it was actually bought it less than what the initial purchaser paid for it, and then when they have nothing to do it, when they have done nothing to it, the next buyer got $26 million for it. You know, property market is all about a game of knowing how to invest, and timing is pretty much everything. From the balcony, you can see the uninterrupted views of Opera House, Harbour Bridge, city skylines. You know, this is actually a knockdown, which is absolutely insane. It's rare, it's prestigious, harbour front opportunities. It actually comes with quite good condition. It's not one of those properties that you have to knock down, but because DA is already approved, these big sales happening in Sydney is really blowing everybody's mind. Point Pepper, going back to the route, the Billionaires Road, Point Pepper Woodsy Road, a new project called Violin launches with a $30 million sales in only 2 apartments just days apart. So this Point Pepper development is located on Woolsey Road, which is one of the best streets in Sydney. It was sold by Real Gabby Robertson. One of them was sold for $14 million, a 3-bedroom garden apartments, whole floor, and another one was sold in level 5, whole floor as well, $16.5 million. Actually, all the properties in this building is pretty much all whole floor anyway, and ranging from 243 square meter internal to about 275 square meters internal, plus the views of Harbour Bridge and city panorama. A very uniquely designed building. Normally would be cut up into smaller 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and the developers bold enough just to give it a 6-level block, 1 level per apartment, except for the penthouse, which contains 2 levels. Beautiful living space, open up onto one of the Sydney's best views or world's best view, and landscaping is being done by renowned Daniel Brown Smith. Knowing that dual-level penthouse actually already received over $27 million offer and it's being knocked back as well, we think this is something that's absolutely gonna be amazing. When it's actually sold, looks like the off-the-plan market is coming back strong. High-end market is coming back strong. It looks like the apartment market is coming back strong as well. So even though clearance rate is a little bit low in terms of auction every week, but people are still getting big prices on the property they have for sale, and also people are getting big prices for the property that they want to live in. Before wrap up, Woolsey 8, it was all about high-end luxury record prices this week, and we're all over the news. So I just want to take the opportunity to reintroduce this project again. This is a collection of 8 really high-end sandstone double brick townhouses, terrace home located in the heart of Lindfield, with only about 6 to 7 minutes walking distance from the Lindfield train station on the east side of Pacific Highway. This is double glazed throughout, got its own yard, 6-meter ceilings in some of the selected dining areas with Japanese style garden in the middle, and also front and back courtyard. The finishes are some of the best you can see on the market. Marble is being used throughout, not just on the kitchen but throughout the wall as well. And some of the selected floors, you get your own fireplace, you get your own stone walls, and you get your own built-in smart systems to control your curtains, lightings, air conditioning. And then you have your Vintech wine fridges, you have your feature lights on top of your dining area, you have your walk-in wardrobes with beautiful Harrington pattern floors underneath it in the bedrooms and in the living areas. So if you are interested in a very, very high-end, comfortable, oversized home, span only over 2 levels in the heart of Lindfield, North Shore, for your family to occupy, and you need like a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom or 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, please visit Woolsey 8 at Google. You can find our listings on it and inquiry. Come and have a look. This is something you should not miss. Alright, thank you so much for tuning into this week's News Plus. I am Peter Lee. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.